Very dear friends, it's me again, okay? I was just watching a good movie at the TV, and it was a movie just about like Mr. Trudeau did with Sensei Lavalin, but it was not named like that, okay? It was something totally different, but just about the same, okay? The guy who did that got 20 years in prison. He was with real criminal, okay? So he had a real hard time there. He was not a prime minister, but he was kind of a president of a company. He was using a lot of things that he was not supposed to, and he did corruption like Mr. Trudeau did. He did collusion like Mr. Trudeau did. That guy was corrupt, same as Mr. Trudeau or Mr. Chrétien or any other minister like Mrs. Diane Leboutillier at the Minister of Revenue. National Revenue, okay? He's like that, Revenue Quebec is just about the fucking same crap, They're a bunch of stealers. They like to steal money from people because, we pay income tax in Canada, okay? We pay income tax, and the money from the income tax is being used by Mr. Trudeau to give to the Muslims or to send to any other countries where they don't need money at all because they have more money than we have here in Canada. It's only because Mr. Trudeau is trying to trace his road up to another country to live in the future. He doesn't want to know nothing about Canadians. We know that Mr. Trudeau does not like Canadians. He rather prefer the Muslim from other country that come over here, because he's assuming like he's gonna give a lot of Muslims the authority to vote in October this year. But I'm just asking for the Director General of the Election, the Director General of Election of Canada, not to allow all those fucking Muslims that just got here to vote in October, because those guys must prove that they're good here in Canada, which they're not, because they are getting money from Canada, and it is very bad for our economy, okay? We all know that those Muslims didn't pay a cent in our economy, so they don't deserve a cent, okay? It's simple as that, because all the people that are getting money are the ones who have put money in our economy. But if you didn't put money in our economy, you do not deserve to get money from our economy, because that's the way it is right now, the federal government, is all crook, okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is very simple, He's taking all of our money to give to the Muslim, as I said before, okay? I will always continue to say that, because it is the real truth, and because Mr. Trudeau likes to give our money, or he likes to put us very deep in the hole. And are we going to be able to get out of that fucking hole? I don't think so, because Mr. Trudeau, he accumulate 10 and 10 and 10 billion of dollar. Like, that's very bad, because, Mr. Trudeau won't have to pay for it, but we will, because Mr. Trudeau will be somewhere else, in another country. If Mr. Trudeau loses his election, just watch. He'll be going away. He won't be staying in this fucking official opposition. He will just go away, because if he goes to Cuba, when Fidel Castro died, he possibly made a will that he's going to get a lot of money there in Cuba. That's where he's putting all his money, I guess. I can't say that, because you've seen a lot of picture of him compare with Fidel Castro and Mr. Trudeau while he was about 17 years old. Both of them were 17 years old, and they have the same fucking face, okay? So don't make any lies about that, because Mr. Trudeau, your father is possibly Mr. Fidel Castro, but, we don't really have the proof of it, and how to feel about that. But, we've seen so many pictures on the net that, that prove to us that your father is Mr. Fidel Castro. But, as I said, we cannot prove it right now, but that's what we think here in Canada. We all think that. And there was a guy at the tattoo shop, you know. He was Cuban. He was coming from Cuba, okay. And his wife was also a Cuban woman, you know. When they came here, the one who hold the tattoo place, you know, he's got a girl who is married to a Cuba. That's a guy, okay. And he asked for, do you know Mr. Trudeau? Oh yes, we know him. We're talking a lot about him in Cuba because we are all thinking that Mr. Fidel Castro is his dad. That's what the guy told me. You know, he's from Cuba. So whenever you go in Cuba, just ask people about Mr. Trudeau and they will tell you exactly what that guy told me. Okay, that's simple as that. As far as I'm concerned, Mr. Sajjan, okay, you cheat the army, the Canadian Armed Forces, because you had long hair underneath of your turban, and I can prove that to you because where I went at the gym, there is a guy there who is wearing a turban. He's doing training, you know. And I asked him. I said, "Hey, is that true that you have long hair underneath your turban?" He said, "Yes, that's because of our religion." So if you took your religion before the Canadian Forces, so there was no doubt about that. You know, you really had long hair. So there was no CSN that would have been able to check underneath your turban because you were an officer. An officer, you don't check them because they're supposed to be good. They're really supposed to be good. Officers, you know, they're like that in the army. They think that they own all the laws in the army, but the thing is, it's totally false. Okay, it is totally false because the chief of defense staff had already said that in the past. You know, and if you do not believe it, well, just go on the Canadian Forces web page, and you will find out that it is the truth. Okay. Okay. Last night or a couple of days ago, I was in a cyber war, a huge cyber war. Okay, it was a big one. We've done a lot of attack. You know, we've done a lot of attack, but the thing is, like. Anonymous won it, okay? Anonymous really won it because they're more than those fucking cyber pirate, you know? Computer pirate, whatever name you call it. They all lost the war. Anonymous won the war because Anonymous is very strong, okay? Anonymous is very, very, very strong. And there are a lot of people in Anonymous because it's not a group, it's a legion, okay? So in a legion, you have a lot of people in it, okay? So enough talking about that too. Let me talk to you about a story that I've been learned while I was in service. You know, we all know that when you go up to officer and you climb the rank up to a colonel, well, everything become politic, okay? Everything become politic when you're in that rank. And I'm damn sure that people that are in that rank, you know, they think that they're God, but they're not God, you know. A colonel should be in charge of a base somewhere, like a base commander. But the thing is, you know, there are people like you and me, okay? There are always people like you and me. There's no doubt about that. I can tell you that myself, I am extremely proud to be a veteran. I will always remain that I have served in the Canadian Armed Forces, but I hate it when the military police arrested me and took me up to the criminal court. Well, after that, my career was shit, okay? Well, even though I got promoted, my career was really shit, you know, because, you know, I was thinking very bad about the army. I said, how come the army does things like that? And, you know, they don't even excuse themselves. You know, I didn't request any apologize in the past, and I will never ask for apologize. I don't need apologize. The thing is, I just need the money that I have lost. Okay, I have lost a lot of money because of that. You know, when I went to court, you know, I had to pay my lawyer, and on my lawyer's fees there was a fucking GST, which is very bad. You know, all the taxes we have in Canada are bad. Same thing as a carbon tax. You know, Mr. Trudeau said if he ever gets re-elected again, he will double the carbon tax, but which is very bad. I thank God, you know, if he don't get re-elected, it's going to be very good for us veterans, okay? So all veteran people, I would like to wish you a good night, and I will come back to you tomorrow, okay?